3 blocks from Busch Stadium and right next to the Gateway Arch in its newly revitalized grounds. Get a complete Cardinals experience with our baseball package, including game tickets, overnight accommodations, a personalized Louisville Slugger bat, and a $25 food and beverage credit per day. Swing by Brewhouse Historical Sports Bar, the perfect spot for pregame preparation and postgame celebration. Book your next stay at Hyatt Regency St. Louis at the Arch.
There's a certain magic here in Cardinals Nation, one that can't be found anywhere else. Can you feel it? Central Bank is the hometown bank of the Cardinals. Sign up for Cardinals checking with Central Bank and get a Willie McGee 1982 throwback home jersey and 2 game tickets. Member FDIC.
The Cardinals bat in the 9th inning, leading 8-3 at Wrigley Field. The sun shining brightly down on the playing surface now here on the north side of Chicago. Tyler O'Neill leads off, and he takes an inside pitch from Kervin Castro. Castro worked the 8th inning, giving up a 2-out single to Donovan and a 2-run homer to Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt with 2 home runs, a walk, a single. 5 RBIs for Goldie, a swing and a miss for Tyler O'Neill, 1-1.
Tyler's hit a couple of balls hard here this afternoon, not much to show for it. He does have a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Back in the 3-run first.
McKinstry plays up the middle, almost behind second, as O'Neill takes a strike with a slider. 2-1. O'Neill with a widespread balanced stance. Raises the bat, lowers the bat. The pitch. And that's taken high. Tyler O'Neill with a sacrifice fly, fly out, pop up, and a fly ball to the warning track in left field. Right-hander facing right-hander. Now the pitch. Tyler gets out of the way of ball 3, up and in. Castro stands to the first base side of the rubber, leans against the rubber now. Higgins puts down the target for the right-handed reliever. And Castro's 3-2 pitch. O'Neill pops it up. It's to the foul side, over by the first base bag by the Cardinal dugout, and the catch is made by Wisdom. Let's pause for station identification on the Cardinals Baseball Network.
You're listening to Cardinals Baseball on WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, brought to you by Tapman's Towing, the most trusted towing and roadside service in downstate Illinois. Call 328-2424 for Tapman's Towing.
Tommy Edman has a 3-hit ball game today. He came in 3 for 14 in the series with a homer, a double. He has 2 singles, a triple, and a stolen base. 3 out of 4. Edman checks his swing, takes outside, ball 1. The Cardinals in their road gray uniforms, red caps and helmets. The Cubs in the home white pinstriped uniforms with the blue caps and helmets. The pitch by Castro, a strike called. Attending your first Cardinals game, your kid's first Fredbird hug, bringing the whole family to the playoffs. Life is full of moments that matter, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor can be there to help you get ready for your next big moment, big or small. There's a ground ball to second. McKinstry throws out Edman. 2 outs. Life is for living. Let's partner for all of it with Edward Jones. Learn more at edwardjones.com. 2 outs in the Cardinal half of the 9th inning for Paul DeYoung. DeYoung is 0 for his last 14. 12 of those at-bats in this series. He hit a grand slam in an 8-run inning on Saturday night. Since then, 0 for 14. A swing and a miss going for a high fastball from Kervin Castro.
He is currently the Cardinal that needs a hit in the worst way.
There's a swing, a foul back to the screen. It's 0-2.
Almost had a double his last time up and hit a ball foul by about a foot down the left field line. Hit a ball on the nose, but he just has not been able to buy a hit.
Out of the last 8 games, 2 out of 24. With a homer, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts. The pitch. Check swing. Did he offer? No, says the first base umpire, Mike Malinsky. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's lucky that wasn't called a strike or a swing for strike 3.
Or that they didn't ask John Lipka.
Right. He's over at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Castro's pitch up and in, ball 2, 2-2. Andrew Kisner has a 2-hit ball game. He's waiting on deck. We have the lower third of the order coming up for the Cubs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Jordan Hicks is in the game for the Cardinals. The pitch, a swing and a line drive right field, right to Suzuki. DeYoung 0 for 5 today. He hit that ball hard. Let's hold him and go home. The road trip comes to an end after this game today, and the Cardinals lead going to the bottom of the 9th at Wrigley Field, 8-3.
Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, your John Deere compact tractor headquarters is ready to cut a deal. For a limited time, save up to $1,000. Choose our 1 Series Workforce Package and make short work of your to-do list. Or choose one of our 3 Series tractors, the Bulldog or the Homesteader Package, and get the power you're looking for. Let's cut a deal now at Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land, snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 9/30/2022. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
For those of us who call Illinois home, a little heads up goes a long way, especially when it comes to severe weather. At Ameren, Illinois, our smart grid technology helps detect outages faster, so we can keep you up to date with outage and restoration alerts. Stay one step ahead of severe weather. Sign up for outage notifications today at amerenillinois.com/alerts.
Siteman Cancer Center is proud to be among a select group to receive the National Cancer Institute's highest rating, exceptional. We're honored and more driven than ever. At Siteman, our focus is forward as we lead the fight against cancer, looking deeper and reaching higher with breakthrough research, clinical trials, and prevention programs. When you need world-class cancer care, get a Siteman opinion from Washington University physicians at Siteman Cancer Center.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
At Safelite Auto Glass, we know how busy your life can be. That's why when your windshield gets damaged, we make it easy to get it fixed. You can schedule in just a few clicks anytime at safelite.com. Plus, Safelite comes to you at work, home, wherever. Or you can bring it to us. We'll take care of everything hassle-free. So when your windshield gets cracked, trust Safelite. Play that jingle.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Well, the Cardinals have made some changes in the field. Tyler O'Neill goes from center to left. Dylan Carlson is playing center, and Corey Dickerson takes over for Donovan in right field. And on the mound, it's Jordan Hicks, who got the last 2 outs of the 8th inning, pitching to Patrick Wisdom in the 9th, with the Cardinals leading 8-3. And the pitch outside for a ball, and pinch hitting for the right-handed batting Wisdom. It's going to be Ortega, the former Cardinal farmhand. He takes ball 1 from Hicks. Ortega looks at a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jordan did a nice job in that 8th inning. Came on with runners at second and third, got a pop out and a strikeout.
Ortega batting at .233. Checks his swing, taking a ball low. The slider dipping out of the strike zone, and the count favors Ortega. Hicks working from the stretch. His pitch is fouled just to our left. Ouch.
Ouch.
Hit your fingers, didn't it?
That was my watch. Breaking
That's
into
a big watch.
Broke into a lot of pieces. At least it wasn't my iPad. That was down at the Spanish booth. 2 down from us.
Now on 2-2.
They seem está bien. No problema.
The infield is playing Ortega the pull. The pitch bounces. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Cardinals got 3 in the first off Marcus Stroman. The Cubs scored a run in the second, 1 in the third, but then Goldschmidt singled in 2 in the 4th inning. The Cardinals added on in the 6th, and Goldie hit a 2-run homer in the 8th inning. Goldschmidt with a solo homer in the 6th, a 2-run homer in the 8th. 8-3 Cardinals. The 3-2. A swing and a ground ball to Goldschmidt. That means Ortega's out. The flip to first, The pitcher covers. Hicks gets there. 3-1. One gone. Our game is brought to you by Budweiser, an official beer of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game of Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. One of the best parts about winning a game at Wrigley Field, we don't have to listen to that ridiculous song at the end.
Well, it looks like the Atlanta Braves will beat the Cardinals to St. Louis since they're not playing today.
They're idle today.
But let's just hope the Braves don't beat the Cardinals over the weekend. They're just a game and a half behind the New York Mets.
Swing and a miss by Velasquez.
And the Mets idle today. Milwaukee not playing today on our Dobbs Tire and Auto Center scoreboard. So a win today for the Cardinals would give them a 6-game lead in the Central Division.
The Cardinals lead by 5, 8-3, with 1 out in the ninth and 1 strike on Velasquez. It's the lower part of the lineup facing Hicks, who has retired the 3 batters faced. A swing and a miss. Slider. So well thrown by Hicks, and no contact for Velasquez. 0-2. That's a wipeout slider Hicks is throwing today.
It sure is. And this is the second inning of work for Jordan Hicks, and this is where he's had trouble at times. Second time out.
The pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called, and the Cubs are down to their last out. Velasquez is out looking, 2 away for Christopher Morel.
Jordan's attacking the strike zone, isn't he? He's not throwing 102, but he's throwing good quality pitches.
Plenty of movement to the fastball and the slider.
No doubt.
Christopher Morel, ground out, ground out, ground out. 2 of those to Tommy Edman, the third baseman. So get ready, Tommy. Here's Hicks with 2 outs, the pitch. And that's in the dirt, bouncing away from Andrew Kisner. New ball to the mound, 1-0. So the Cardinals are going for 6 out of 10 in the win column at Wrigley Field in 2022. 1 out away from doing so. The pitch, outside, 2-0. Dakota Hudson is the pitcher of record on the upside. On the downside, their starter, Marcus Stroman. The left field corner wide open for Morel. Dickerson plays off the right field line. The pitch is swung on him, fouled right at Morel's feet. 2-1. In left field, O'Neill. In center field, Carlson. Dickerson moved from left to right. Tommy Edman at third, DeYoung at short. Gorman at second, Goldschmidt at first. Kisner is catching Jordan Hicks. Taki not in the third of the 8th inning. He gave up 3 hits and 1 run with a strikeout. Hicks has been on since. With 2 outs, the 2-1. A swing, and there's a ground ball to third. Tommy Edman picks it. He throws it for a Redbird winner. 3 times today, Morel grounded out to Tommy Edman, and Tommy was ready. And the Cardinals have won 3 out of 5 in this series, and they complete a very successful 6-2 road trip. And with the Milwaukee Brewers idle, a 6-game lead in the National League Central.
And all I can think of right now is Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina. As Yadi just gets onto the field right now, he's part of all the handshaking that you want to do on the field at the end of a game. But this is both Yadi and Albert are back-to-back in the receiving line right now as the starters are coming in from the field, and they're giving them the high fives. But this is their final appearance at Wrigley Field, and kind of a melancholy moment for me just thinking about how great their career is. But the spirits, of course, buoyed by the fact that the Cardinals won this one 8-3.
8-3, and the win goes to Dakota Hudson. Marcus Stroman is the loser. And the Cardinals will play the Braves tomorrow night. They'll be coming off a 6-2 road trip. 8-3 the final. More after this.
Stop into Game Day Spirit to shop the hottest selection of Fighting Illini gear in town. They carry classics from great brands like Nike, Champion, Carhartt, and more. And with the new styles arriving daily, they're sure to have something for every Illini fan. Shop with them in-store at the corner of 6th and Green in Campustown, Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or online 24/7 at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
Here's what's on sale right now at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Thanks, Chris. We have Frigidaire dishwashers. Whoa, $150 off.
Incredible savings. Let's go to the phone lines now. Caller, are you there?
Hey, this is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Well, this music is loud.
We have top mount refrigerators in stock. Washing machines starting at $529. Ranges and microwaves in stainless steel. Plus free financing available. Wow!
Prairie Gardens' big houseplant sale is going on now. Right now, you can save 25% off all houseplants. Snake plants, monsteras, fiddle-leaf fig ferns, you name it. They're all 25% off. And fresh from the PG Greenhouses, where you'll always find help from your favorite plant experts. Just hurry in. All houseplants are 25% off for a limited time at Prairie Gardens. Locally owned, plant experts, and the area's largest selection of houseplants.
There is one name you need to know in car repair in the Central Illinois area, and that's John Marshall. John is the owner of PDR Automotive in Urbana and makes it his mission to know that your car will start when you come to pick it up. John strives for a repair in the most efficient time possible and is the right person to take care of your car. From tires to engine to electrical to the simple oil change. Trust in John at PDR. 1008 North Cunningham in Urbana. John's team will take care of you like family.
Flash online.
It's a Redbird winner at Wrigley Field today by a final score of 8-3 as the Cardinals have won their 22nd game since the All-Star break and their 18th game in August. The win to Dakota Hudson 7-6. Marcus Stroman, the loser, is 3-6. The game was played in 2 hours, 52 minutes, 28,883 paid here. And the Cardinals won 3 out of 5 and finished the road trip 6-2.
And if you'd have said leaving St. Louis that a 6-2 road trip would be possible, everybody'd be thrilled with that. And the Cardinals finished off really well today, and Dakota Hudson was as good as we've seen him in quite some time. And that's really terrific. Oliver Marmol talking with Mike Claiborne before the game about how competition is good. You're competing against the other team, but you're competing with each other to get better and better. And so iron sharpening iron, and clearly it was Dakota Hudson's turn today, and he's joined the ranks of the Cardinal starters that have gone deep in games lately. And think about how important that is when you have a doubleheader. Every time you have a doubleheader, it means for several days you're going to have one less pitcher in your bullpen with the way things work. And you get the 27th man, but the reality is it still messes up your bullpen for a couple of days, but it doesn't quite so much when the starters go deep into games, and it's exactly what Hudson did. Also very much like what we saw out of Jordan Hicks the last inning and 2/3.
Well, after staggering, getting deep in counts early, and he got to a 3-ball count on McKinstry, took a big deep breath, got through that inning, 3 up, 3 down. Then he staggered, giving up a run in the second inning, giving up another in the third, but he got a double play ball. And after that, he was locked down.
He really was. He didn't give up a lot of hard-hit balls. He was also more strike one. The pitch count got lower the last few innings. He ended up with 97 pitches through 7 innings, which is a good number, frankly. And if Hudson can be around that, only 2 walks in 7 innings, that's very good for him.
Dickerson, who had been 10 for 10 in this series, he made an out, then he got 10 consecutive hits. He had 2 singles, then a fielder's choice, a strikeout. Hit a triple his last time up. He had a 3-hit ball game. Paul Goldschmidt a 3-hit game with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And Brendan Donovan had 2 hits and scored a couple of runs. He was on base 3 times. Tommy Edman had a 3-hit game with 2 singles, a steal, and a triple. And Andrew Kisner had 2 hits today.
And Paul Goldschmidt now leads the National League in RBIs. Now the Mets do play later tonight, and Pete Alonso might have something to say about that. But he leads the league in RBIs with his 5 RBIs today, leads the league in average, and he's getting closer to leading the league in home runs. So it's going to be fun watching Goldie the last, 36 games of the year that the Cardinals have left.
Paul Goldschmidt today went 3 for 4, single, home run, 5 RBIs, and he will be Mike Claiborne's guest on the Star of the Game coming up on Matt Pauley's post-game show. The Cardinals won this one 8-3, and back to wrap it up with our Marriott St. Louis Grand play of the game after this.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
I love visiting with some of our healthcare professionals at OSF Healthcare and introducing you to some of their team. Dr. Aminat Olgan is visiting with me. So when it comes to dealing with high blood pressure, I wanted to hit on that topic today. It's something that kind of can sneak up on people, especially when they're under such stress.
I agree. Unfortunately, it's been known to be called the silent killer just because of how asymptomatic a lot of people are not aware that they have blood pressures elevated. You know, in the U.S., about 116 million people have this diagnosis, and only 1 in 4 of them have the conditions under control. So that's why we care so much about the blood pressure. That's why, you know, every doctor's visit, we always check this to make sure that if it's not controlled, there are ways we can go about treating this condition.
Well, I know if we need more advice, we can go to OSF Healthcare's website and learn about high blood pressure and get great care, osfhealthcare.org.
This is Gina from ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. If you're looking for a top-of-the-line air conditioner, think Amana. We carry all sizes and offer expert installation. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned, and we've been in business for 50 years. And for 50 years, the only brand we've sold is Amana. So go with a company that is local, dependable, and will be there for you no matter what time of day or night. ABC. Always be comfortable. Let us install your new Amana air conditioner. Visit www.abcheatingandac.com.
Well, the Cardinals needed a win today to win this series and finish up the road trip at 6-2, and they got off to a good start with 3 runs in the first inning off Stroman.
Well, we talked about how important it would be yesterday. We said, let's get off to a good start and kind of get past the feeling of a Cardinal loss. And you know, when the Cardinals have something to play for, they really thrive on emotion. This team seems to be really good in that department. So you get the early lead, you get the emotion, you get the pepper shaker out, John, and that's what happened in that first.
Donovan and Goldschmidt walked, Dickerson an RBI single. Then Nolan Gorman an RBI single, and then a sacrifice fly for Tyler O'Neill, 3-0. The Cubs scored a run in the second, another in the third, and they had runners in scoring position where they could tie it or take the lead, and Dakota Hudson did not allow that.
No, they threw some body punches to Dakota Hudson, thought maybe he'd get knocked out there in the third or fourth inning, but he was able to hang in.
As the Cubs, they scored 2 to make it a 1-run ball game. The Cardinals had quite an answer in the fourth inning after DeYoung grounded out. Andrew Kisner, a base hit to left. Lars Nootbaar, a single to right field. Brendan Donovan, he was able to get on with a base hit to right, bringing Paul Goldschmidt to the plate for our Marriott St. Louis Grand play of the game.
Cardinals trying to get him in this time on a 2-2 pitch to Goldie. The pitch is hit to the right side, base hit, past a diving Wisdom. Kisner scores, and here comes Nootbaar. No play at the plate. Goldie drives in 2 more, and the Cardinals extend their lead. It's now 5-2 St. Louis.
Then Goldschmidt hit a 2-out home run. That was off of Sean Newcomb, a left-hander in the 6th inning, his 32nd home run of the year. And then with 2 outs in the 8th inning, while facing Kervin Castro, a base hit for Brendan Donovan and a 2-run homer over the 400-foot marker into the batter's eye in center field. Goldschmidt capped off a day where he had single, home run his last 3 at-bats. He scored a total of 3 runs and drove in 5.
So dangerous, and the Cardinals obviously missed Goldie in the lineup yesterday. Good to have him back in. Not only back in, but he has not missed a beat as far as his timing is concerned. He's having a great month of August.
The Cardinals are 72-53 now. So they made 8 runs, 16 hits, 1 error, 9 left on. The Cubs 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 6 left. Hudson the winner 7-6, Stroman the loser 3-6. The game was played in 2 hours, 52 minutes, an attendance of 28,803. Now the Cardinals are back home, and they're not home long. A 3-game series against Atlanta. It's Hall of Fame weekend with the Hall of Fame induction ceremony Saturday afternoon over at Ballpark Village. And after the game on Sunday, the Cardinals will move on to play Cincinnati.
So you go home, you unpack, and then you watch the Hall of Fame ceremony. Part of that is going to be great. 3 games against Atlanta. You pack again, and you go off on the road to Cincinnati. And this Braves series is going to be interesting because it's going to give you a chance to look at how you stack up, because the Cardinals clearly are a different team than they were 2 months ago. Not the same team. Much better offensively. How do you match up against the likes of Spencer Strider, one of the game's best? That's going to be an interesting story as he's up against Jose Quintana. Quintana 4-5. Strider is 7-4, and maybe the National League Rookie of the Year. He's certainly in consideration.
6:20 is airtime tomorrow. Ricky will have the lineups at 7:05. First pitch at 7:15. 6:15 on Saturday, and 6:08 for the Sunday night game of the world, the Cardinals and Atlanta. That's our 3-game upcoming homestand starting tomorrow night, and we hope you'll join us. Now, thanks to our producer-engineer, Jim Jackson. Mike Claiborne is coming up with the Star of the Game interview with Paul Goldschmidt. Matt Pauley will have the post-game show. Now for Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. So long from Wrigley Field. St. Louis Cardinals baseball has been brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. By your quality Ford dealers, the official vehicles of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Schnucks. Opt in to the free Good For You wellness program in the Schnucks Rewards app today. By Shelter Insurance. Shelter offers great rates and award-winning service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. By Explore St. Louis. Learn all about the great things to do in St. Louis. Visit ExploreSt.Louis.com. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of your St. Louis Cardinals. By the Painting and Decorating Foundation. By Dinovite. Get on track to a healthy pet. Visit Dinovite.com. And by Sonic Drive-In. This is how we Sonic. This is the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
A complete victory for the Cardinals today. They knock off the Cubs 8-3. Good pitching performance from Dakota Hudson. 7 strong innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Absolutely a step forward for Hudson. Offensively, the Cardinals do more than they need. 8 runs on 16 hits. They had 16 hits, and this game lasted less than 3 hours. That's a bit of an upset. And home runs hit by Paul Goldschmidt, numbers 32 and 33 on the year. Cardinals take 3 of 5 from the Cubs. They go 6-2 on the road trip, and they extend their lead in the division to 6 games. A lot of numbers in there, and all of them are good for the Cardinals as they now return home for a series against the Braves this weekend. Hall of Fame weekend going to be taking place. We do welcome you into the Mercy Cardinals post-game show. My name is Matt Pauley. Coming up during the program, we are going to hear from Paul Goldschmidt. He has a Star of the Game interview as he'll be chatting with our own Mike Claiborne. We'll go back through the game with the highlights. We'll hear the post-game comments of manager Oliver Marmol. Might hear from some other folks as well. Cardinals that get the win over the Cubs, 8-3 the final score. How does it all go down? We'll tell you with the highlights. That's next. This is the Mercy Cardinals postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Hello, I'm John Rooney. Homers for Health benefiting Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital is back and bigger than ever. This season, the original chairman, Matt Holliday, is back leading the program. Matt is joined by Cardinal Glennon patient Jimmy, and the two of them need your help. Please make your pledge for patients today, just like I did at homersforhealth.org, where you make a big difference in the lives of sick and injured kids. Thanks for your support for Cardinal Glennon. Please join us today. Visit homersforhealth.org, presented by Heartland Coca-Cola.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his 4th. But you know what they say, 4th time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Tapman's Towing is looking for you. If you want a career with a great local company, it's Tapman's Towing, paying top dollar for experience. If you have an excellent driving record, good oral and written communication skills, are willing to work hard and want to be paid top dollar, visit tapmanstowing.com. Tapman's is looking for CDL drivers, record drivers, and dispatchers. Work with a local company that rewards hard work. Tapman's Towing. Visit tapmanstowing.com to apply today.
Tapman's Towing. Join the team at Stevie J Broadcasting as we take radio shows live in support of our Illini. Win great prizes and enjoy the food and drinks with friends as we head to Pia's off Springfield and Madison Champaign the afternoon before the big game. Our U of I Athletic Director Josh Whitman joins us Friday, August 26th, just after 5. Wear your orange and blue with the staff at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill and US 1059.
I love visiting with some of our healthcare professionals at OSF Healthcare and introducing you to some of their team. Dr. Aminat Olgan is visiting with me. So when it comes to dealing with high blood pressure, I wanted to hit on that topic today. It's something that kind of can sneak up on people, especially when they're under such stress.
I agree. Unfortunately, it's been known to be called a silent killer just because of how asymptomatic a lot of people are not aware that they have blood pressures elevated. You know, in the U.S., about 116 million people have this diagnosis, and only 1 in 4 of them have the conditions under control. So that's why we care so much about the blood pressure, and that's why, you know, every doctor's visit, we always check this to make sure that if it's not controlled, there are ways we can go about treating this condition.
Well, I know if we need more advice, we can go to OSF Healthcare's website and learn about high blood pressure and get great care, osfhealthcare.org.
AdultDentalMO.com.
8-3, the Cardinals get the win over the Cubs to take 3 of 5 in the series at Wrigley. They go 6-2 on this road trip. Let's recap the game with the highlights. Starting pitching matchup today, Dakota Hudson on the mound for the Cardinals, Marcus Stroman making the start for the Cubs, and a good top of the first inning for St. Louis. With 1 out, Brendan Donovan walks, then Paul Goldschmidt walks. So runners on at first and second, and a guy who came into the game 8 for his last 8, Corey Dickerson at the plate.
A long pause and the pitch, and there's a ground ball, base hit left field. Coming around third base, being waved around Donovan. Here's the throw from Happ, cut off. 1-0 Cardinals. 9 consecutive hits for cleanup batter Corey Dickerson.
Yeah, how about that? And it's something right now with Dickerson and the way he is swinging it. So Donovan scores, Paul Goldschmidt moves to second, and it brings up Nolan Gorman.
The runners lead at first and second. The pitch. Gorman hits it hard. Up the middle. Base hit center field. Goldschmidt around third. He's going to score. Dickerson to third. First and third. 1 out. 2-0 Cardinals.
Tyler O'Neill hits a sacrifice fly that scores Dickerson, and it makes it a 3-0 game. 3 runs on 3 hits in the first inning for the Cardinals. They strand 2, and turns out that is just about all that they would need. They would need just 1 more when all is said and done. In the second inning, though, the Cubs make a little bit of noise. The inning gets going with an Ian Happ double, and then the next hitter after that is Franmil Reyes.
The pitch by Hudson. That's hit off the plate. A high bouncer toward third. Tommy Edman gets to it and throws it away. In to score, Ian Happ. Going over to the dugout to pick up the ball, Paul Goldschmidt.
They rule it a single for Reyes and then a throwing error by Edman. So that gets the Cubs on the board at 3-1. 1 out in the inning. Dakota Hudson, you kind of felt like that maybe this was a big moment for him as he tries to preserve the lead. There was actually 2 outs in the inning, and Christopher Morel is at the plate, and the Cardinals pull off a pretty spectacular defensive play.
The 1-2 pitch here for Christopher Morel. He drives it off the glove of Tommy Edman. He picks it up, throws to first, and out at first base on a great reach by Paul Goldschmidt. He was reaching toward right field on his stomach when he caught the ball. And the Cubs are saying, hold on a moment. We want to make sure that is an out at first. And Goldie had his foot on the bag.
Yeah, he did. That's a great description by John Rooney. Literally, Goldschmidt was on the ground, completely laid out, stomach flush against the ground, his glove out, and somehow, some way, he was able to receive that throw for the final out, and the Cubs end up stranding 2. That might be the turning point in this game. Cubs were making some noise. They were threatening, and then that defensive play is turned to end the inning, and the Cardinals continue to lead by a 3-1 score. How about that Corey Dickerson streak? We told you about his hit earlier in the game, so he was 9 for his last 9. He was the leadoff hitter in the third.
And the next pitch is grounded hard up the middle. That's a base hit. 10 in a row for Corey Dickerson, as he smoked that ball right past Stroman and a diving shortstop Horner. And that is 10 straight hits, the longest streak in MLB since 2018. That was Jose Altuve, as Dickerson comes through again.
Yeah, he does. The Cardinals don't score in the third. It remains a 3-1 game. Cubs would get another run back in the bottom of the third inning. Zach McKinstry leads the inning off with a base hit. A Nico Hoerner ground out moves him to second, and then a Seiya Suzuki single moves him to third for Ian Happ.
The pitch to Happ is hit hard on the ground, base hit into right field between first and second, and the Cubs pick up their second run. 3 hits in the inning, and it's now Cardinals 3, Cubs 2.
This feels like
Happ is now 2 for 2. And he drives in his 57.
Excuse me, Ricky. This seems like another one of those turning point moments in this game, because the Cubs obviously had something going with 3 hits, still runners on base, now a 1-run game, and it brings up Franmil Reyes.
Here at Wrigley Field, the pitch to Reyes is grounded to the right side. Play to second base for 1, on to first, double play. Gorman to DeYoung to Goldschmidt.
Huge double play turned, and the Cardinals continue to lead by 1-3-2, and they would add to that lead in the top of the fourth inning. With 1 out, Andrew Knizner gets a base hit, then Lars Nootbaar singles. Runners on at first and second for Brendan Donovan, who singles as well. That loads the bases for the guy, if you're the opponents, you don't want the bases loaded for, Paul Goldschmidt.
The pitch is hit to the right side, base hit, past a diving Wisdom. Knizner scores. And here comes Nootbaar. No play at the plate. Goldie drives in 2 more, and the Cardinals extend their lead. It's now 5-2 St. Louis.
Donovan on at third at that point, and it brings up Corey Dickerson on his 10-for-10 streak.
Third, Dickerson at the plate, and the pitch is grounded to the right side, and they're going to have a play at the plate, and Donovan is out at the plate as he was going on contact to avoid the double play on the ball hit to the first baseman Wisdom. That was the right play. So Dickerson's streak is stopped. He reaches on a fielder's choice.
Yes, that's the end of it. 10-for-10 for Dickerson, but then reaching on the fielder's choice ends the run of consecutive hits for Dickerson in the fourth inning for the Cardinals. They scored 2 runs on 4 hits, and they have a 5-2 lead. That next half inning, after you extend the lead out like that, always important to come up with a shutdown inning if you're a pitcher, and that's exactly what Dakota Hudson was able to do. The first 2 batters that he faces in the inning, P.J. Higgins and Patrick Wisdom.
The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He strikes out Higgins, so a good start for Dakota Hudson here in the bottom of the fourth. The 2-2 delivery to Wisdom is a called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Hudson got an inch or so off the plate.
Back-to-back strikeouts to get things going there in the fourth inning. Then Nelson Velasquez lines out a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Dakota Hudson, and the Cardinals continue to lead by a 5-2 score. They add to their lead in the 6th inning. The day is over for Marcus Stroman. Stroman's a good pitcher, but for whatever reason, the Cardinals have had pretty good success against him. On comes Sean Newcomb to pitch for the Cubs in the top of the 6th inning. Gets Lars Nootbaar to strike out and Brendan Donovan to fly out, and then he faces off against Paul Goldschmidt.
Newcomb is working on a 1-2-3 inning here. There's a swing and a long one. Left field, Goldie just hit a home run. His 32nd home run of the year, his 3rd RBI of the day. The Cardinals have a 6-2 lead here over the Cubs in the 6th inning.
And all of a sudden, Goldschmidt is within a couple of the top spot for home runs in the National League as he tries to make a Triple Crown run. He'll have to go on a bit of a home run binge, but of course that is quite possible. 6-2, the Cardinals have the lead as we go to the 7th inning. Michael Rucker on to pitch for the Cubs in the 7th. He would give up a triple to Tommy Edman, no more. It was a 2-out triple. The Cardinals are not able to take advantage. So we go to the 7th, and Dakota Hudson is still pitching. The first batter he faces in the 7th is Patrick Wisdom.
Lost to the Reds. Next pitch is a called strike 3, a good fastball, 92 miles an hour from Hudson. That had a little extra hop to it, and he threw that one right by Wisdom and has struck him out twice.
Hudson gets a Velasquez ground out and a Morel ground out, and that ends the day for him as he goes 7 strong innings, a big-time step forward for Dakota Hudson today. Kervin Castro, the new pitcher for the Cubs, as we go to the 8th inning, and the Cardinals would get going once again. 2 outs in the frame. Brendan Donovan gets a base hit, and it brings up Paul Goldschmidt.
A swing, and there's a fly ball center field. That's hit deep. Back to the wall, it's a gunner! A home run over the 400-foot marker in center field. Paul Goldschmidt with a 2-home run day, and the Cardinals lead 8-2.
Yeah, that's that second home run for Goldschmidt that gets him up there within 2 of the home run lead. The next hitter after that is Corey Dickerson.
7-4 for Atlanta. There's a line drive, base hit, right center field. That's in the gap. Dickerson has 2. He might go for 3. He's going for the triple. Here's the relay to third. The slide safe at third.
3 more hits for Dickerson in the game today as he continues to swing the hot bat. Cardinals have an 8-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Packy Naughton on to pitch for the Cardinals. Strikes out Zach McKinstry, but then gives up a base hit to Nico Horner. Seiya Suzuki singles as well. Runners on at first and second for Ian Happ.
Naughton from the stretch. His pitch, a swing and a fly ball right field. This is backing up Donovan to the track, and the ball's over his glove and bounces over the basket for a ground rule double. Horner's going to score. Suzuki has to stop at third, and Happ has his second double and second RBI of the day.
That ends the day for Packy Naughton. Jordan Hicks comes in to pitch, gets Reyes to pop out, and then he faces off against P.J. Higgins.
The 1-2 pitch. Higgins swings and strikes out, missing the slider.
So that gets him out of the inning, and he would continue to pitch into the 9th as the Cardinals come away with the victory today. Final score 8-3 with the victory. St. Louis goes to 72-53. The Cubs, they drop to 54-71. Winning totals for the Cardinals: 8 runs, 16 hits, 1 error. They leave 9 for the Cubs. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They leave 6. Winning pitcher Hudson, he is 7-6. Stroman takes the loss to drop to 3-6. Home runs in the game: Paul Goldschmidt, number 32 and number 33 on the year. The game lasting 2 hours and 52 minutes, played in front of a crowd of 28,803 folks. Once again, the Cardinals get the win over the Cubs, 8-3 the final. Still coming up, we have our star of the game interview as Paul Goldschmidt. We'll chat with Mike Claiborne. We'll hear the post-game comments of manager Oliver Marmol and much, much more. This is the Mercy Cardinals post-game show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
What do Ford and your St. Louis Cardinals have in common? One heck of a lineup. That's what. From Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years, to the SUVs with the highest owner loyalty, like America's all-time best-selling Explorer, the Built Wild Bronco, and the versatile Escape. Visit your quality Ford dealers for exclusive offers on the official truck and SUV of your St. Louis Cardinals. Based on IHS Market 1946 to current U.S. total new cumulative registrations for all vehicles identified as SUVs. Based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
St. Louis Cardinals sports water is available now. Quench your thirst with the cool, refreshing taste of natural spring water all season long. Feel the Cardinals nation pride when you hydrate with St. Louis Cardinals sports water at Busch Stadium, at home, or on the go. Choose the cleanest water in the game, made just for champions with an active and healthy lifestyle. You'll find St. Louis Cardinals sports water available now at Schnucks, On the Run, and Deerbergs.
Hey, this is Tim Sinclair, public address voice of Fighting Illini basketball. You're used to hearing me talk about my favorite team during the games, but now I'll also be talking about my favorite fan store before the games. I've teamed up with Game Day Spirit to get you ready for the season. Just head to one of Game Day's 2 locations, at the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or at 6th and Green in Campustown. Or check out GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
Loud and clear, better, good times. Good vibes.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Luke Goody, your favorite guard.
You know, Luke, you're the go-to guy when we need that corner 3.
And I know Good Vibes is the go-to place when you want a great TV.
That's right, Luke. Our mission is to make your shows and games look and sound live.
Sounds simple, but you have to really put in the work to be good at anything.
You got that right. I can tell by your defense, hundreds of hours of serious practice are behind it.
I guess in 50 years, Good Vibes has a few hundred hours getting good at-home entertainment as well.
Lots of practice, a talented team, and the best equipment, like LG OLED TVs.
Same here. My teammates, the gym, and the coaches all make me and my game better.
But you have to want to be the best. That comes from inside and can't be taught. I think you, me, and LG have that in common. I can't wait to watch you on the court this fall.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Plan at deltadentalmo.com.
(8-3), the Cardinals get the win over the Cubs, and not much doubt on who the player of the game is going to be. Paul Goldschmidt today goes 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He scores 3 runs. Notches his 23rd career multi-home run game and already his 3rd this season. He records his 9th career 5-plus RBI game and 2nd game this season. He overtakes Pete Alonso for the National League RBI lead. He now has 105, Alonso at 102. He leads the National League in average at 339, and his 33 home runs are shy of only Kyle Schwarber for the National League lead. Schwarber with 34 and Goldschmidt with 33. His 9 home runs and 27 RBIs in the month of August lead the majors. That's a lot of good stuff for Paul Goldschmidt, and after the game, he spoke with Mike Claiborne.
Our player of the game this afternoon, Paul Goldschmidt, 5 RBIs on the day. You took advantage of a day off. You got a little rest, and you came out here smoking.
Yeah, I was able to, get some hits today. The second at bat was, I struck out with a guy on third, and was just glad to get a few more opportunities, and it's a great team win.
A team win for sure, because the lineup up and down was able to contribute. For you as an individual, you're on such an incredible run. What are you trying to maintain as far as consistency is concerned?
Just do this, take it day by day, pitch by pitch, at bat by at bat. So, just try to be ready to play. Some days you're going to, have good games like this. Other days you're going to struggle. Just try to be ready to go every day, play good defense, and try to help us win, not think too much about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to overthink this situation, because there's always a game to be played.
Yeah, of course. It's no different. Whether you're struggling or playing great, for me it's just about controlling what I can control, showing up, being prepared for the game, trying to help us win. And, with us in the race for the division, it's pretty easy to do that.
Let's talk about your defense for a second. I thought one of the turning points was when you were able to lay out. And I've seen you do that before. Is that more of a timing, a feel situation for you, being able to lean out, extend yourself, and always try and keep at least a little toe on the bag?
Yeah, I don't think I'm flexible enough to just straight up stretch. So kind of fall down and, able to keep my foot on there, and just glad it worked out. And it's just one of those plays you're just kind of trying to make a play but not do anything too crazy and let the guy score behind him. So just glad it worked out.
This is a good win for you guys, coming off of last night, coming back tonight and having a real impact on a game. Now you go to Atlanta, you take on the Atlanta Braves, another good team. You have to take these one at a time, I would think, not worry about too many games in the series.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Atlanta's one of the best teams we've played the whole year. They got one of the best records in the NL. They'll be a great challenge, and we'll just try to go out there and play well tomorrow and just try to win as many as we can and then just move on from there.
Nice work today, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Paul Goldschmidt, our player of the game.
All right, thanks, Clabe. Some other notes coming out of this game for Dakota Hudson. The 7 innings pitched, that is a season high. He did it in three straight starts back in June. Had not done it since then. Also, he induced his 21st ground ball double play today. That's the second most in the National League. More on Corey Dickerson, goes 3 for 5 and had the hits in 10 straight plate appearances. That sets the Cardinals' expansion era record since 1961 as he goes by Fernando Tatis, Felix Jose, and Kurt Flood. The streak ended 2 at-bats short of Jim Edmonds' Cardinal record of 12 straight at-bats of reaching base safely without an error, and he extends his overall hitting streak to 5 games. During these 5 games, he's 13 for 22 at .591. He has accounted for better than 20% of his season total in hits over the course of the last 3 games. Dickerson just cannot be stopped right now. It's pretty incredible. For an oasis of free interactive art in the heart of downtown, stop by City Garden and experience 6 rain gardens, the Children's Spray Plaza, and paved paths open and accessible all year long. For a walkable downtown experience, visit ExploreSt.Louis.com. The post-game comments of Cardinal manager Oliver Marmol. That's next. Cardinals get the win over the Cubs 8-3. This is the Mercy Cardinals post-game show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Yo, it's your favorite artist, Seals. Meet me at the ballpark on Monday, September 5th for African American Heritage Day. With the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals cap designed by me. Come early for a pregame Heritage celebration in the Budweiser Terrace. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/theme. Ski!
When a woman is struggling with an unexpected pregnancy, she needs someone with the right words to help her. That's where Vitae Foundation comes in. Vitae Foundation conducts research to perfect messages that effectively reach women and empower them to choose life. Vitae needs your help to continue their critical research, which has the power to not only save lives, but change the culture. For more information, visit adsforlife.org. That's adsforlife.org.
Rebuilt from the ground up, Webster's MBA leverages the critical concept of value creation. Customize your degree with 10 in-demand areas of emphasis or 13 dual degree options. With 5 convenient start times, online or in class. You can finish up in 1.5 years. Webster's MBA, the most contemporary and applicable MBA program around. Apply now at webster.edu/WSBT.
Looking for authentic game-used memorabilia? Cardinals Authentics is the only place to get MLB authenticated, autographed, and game-used items straight from the field to your home. Daily live auctions with a buy-it-now option offer access to items from past and present Cardinals, like Molina, Wainwright, Ozzie, and more. Visit us in person at St. Louis Cardinals Authentic Store next to Cardinals Nation Restaurant in Ballpark Village, or online at cardinalsauthentics.com for more details.
So, this date was really fun.
Yeah, thanks for dinner.
For sure. Not really sure why I'm playing with my keys. I literally took an Uber here.
Oh, me too. Can I drive around?
Start the night out right, because you can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. Decide to ride. This message is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber. Copyright 2022, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Delta Dental helps you unleash your smile power with plans for any budget, whether you are an individual looking for coverage for you or your family, or an employer looking for affordable options. Trust the nation's leading provider of dental benefits, Delta Dental. For individuals and families, that means keeping you and your smile healthy. For businesses, it means providing affordable and hassle-free options for companies of all sizes, big or small. When you offer a leading dental plan like Delta Dental to your employees, you'll keep your best talent productive and satisfied. Find the right individual, family, or group plan at deltadentalmo.com.
8-3, the Cardinals get the win over the Cubs. An abbreviated schedule in Major League Baseball today. The Brewers are not playing, so that means the Cardinals get to 6 games up. They're 5.5 coming in, so they gain a half game today. And with the Brewers not playing, it will stay at 6. Also of note, the Atlanta Braves, who come to town tomorrow, they were off as well today, so the Braves will be a little bit more rested going into this weekend series. If you were with us during the highlight segment, you heard the spectacular play that was made in the second inning when Christopher Morel grounded out Tommy Edman to Paul Goldschmidt. That was a play. It was a hard-hit ball. The throw from Edman resulted in Goldschmidt basically hitting the deck and being completely on the ground, stretching out, taking in the throw while his foot was just barely touching first base. It was something to behold, and manager Oliver Marmol, speaking with the media just a little while ago, opened up by talking about that play.
That was a big play there, knock it down, and then the stretch there by Goldie. He's done that several times this year. I mean, that's difficult to stay on the bag. But that was a big part of that game. Early on, we came out, put a couple on him, and made some mistakes on the bases. Could cost us, but the guys continued to swing the bat well and add on, so it's overlooked a little bit.
Dak went a little deeper than he's been going, and he really seemed to settle in. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did a nice job. Did a really nice job. Sinker was there. We talked about it before the game. He's gone out there in the sinker. He's landing it, and he's feeling good about it, but his other pitches are hit or miss. Today he had the combination of a couple different pitches that he was able to land for strikes. The slider was a really good pitch for him. Swing and miss with that. A lot of contact on the ground. So for him to give us 7 was big.
To get Goldie a day off and then have him come back like this, I mean, does this just show the power of taking the day of rest?
Yeah, these guys go hard, man. And we needed to get Newt off his feet a little bit. He's been going hard, so that's the reason he DH'd today. And then Goldie playing both games at first in that doubleheader. He needed a day. It was good to give him that rest and not bring him into that game yesterday in order for him to get back on and get going. So, yes.
Well, he's now 1 home run short of leading in Triple Crown. The average home runs, RBIs, does it continue to blow you away what he's able to do?
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing it all year. The consistency is fun to watch, but he's more concerned with producing in order to help us win than anything that he could accomplish for himself, which is why I think he's able to do it.
What about Dickerson, the run he was on? I mean, they unbelievable.
Yeah, he's swinging it well, making hard contact. Just all over the field, too. Just line drives everywhere. He's just hitting it hard, but really, really good at bats by him.
For Dakota, I mean, you mentioned the sinker-slider combination, but in terms of how he was profiling against opposing hitters and whether or not he was overpowering them and how his stuff played against them, did you see improvements in that regard?
Yeah, I saw improvements in a couple areas, pace being one of them. Not as many 3-ball counts. We saw some early, but then he was able to kind of get some quicker outs. Some shutdown innings. Every time we scored, he had a quick inning and got us back in the dugout, which is appreciated by everybody on the field. And then right-handers, left-handers, I mean, he did a nice job attacking the zone with multiple pitches, which is going to be the most important thing for him.
That's Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol saying a lot of good things about Dakota Hudson, and he's right on all of them. And right now, the way the starting rotation is, they had the doubleheader, so they had to use an extra starter with Jake Woodford. He pitched well. Jack Flaherty has one more rehab assignment to go before he's going to be back. Steven Matz could potentially be back in the next few weeks as well. It seems like the competition for that final spot in the rotation is starting to amp up a bit, and you don't know if that is at all correlated to Hudson taking the step forward today. But more often than not, if you're a competitor and you get to this level, you are motivated by competition. Competition is a good thing. And Hudson, his spot in the rotation is anything but guaranteed. And maybe, just maybe, we saw a little bit of something today from him where he's taking a step forward and trying to show that spot in the rotation absolutely does belong to him. The Cardinals get the win over the Cubs 8-3. We'll come back. We'll look ahead to a very big weekend here in St. Louis. That's next. This is the Mercy Cardinals postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
If your child has a common orthopedic condition, that doesn't mean you can only get common treatments. You can choose Shriners Children's. Our world-class care is not limited to insurance networks or to what's been done before. The same doctors who innovate treatments for the most complicated orthopedic issues will help your child grow and develop properly. See what we do at shrinerschildrens.org. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Discover a great baseball getaway in historic St. Charles, Missouri, just 20 minutes west of Busch Stadium. St. Charles offers the comfort and value of a smaller town, but with nightlife and attractions that are sure to please. Take in the high-energy excitement at Ameristar or bike the Katy Trail. Add a Cardinals game, and it's a weekend you won't soon forget. Discover a great baseball getaway. Discover St. Charles. Book your stay now at discoverstcharles.com. Produced in cooperation with the Missouri Division of Tourism.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. Tapman's Towing is looking for you. If you want a career with a great local company, it's Tapman's Towing, paying top dollar for experience. If you have an excellent driving record, good oral and written communication skills, are willing to work hard and want to be paid top dollar, visit tapmanstowing.com. Tapman's is looking for CDL drivers, record drivers, and dispatchers. Work with a local company that rewards hard work. Tapman's Towing. Visit tapmanstowing.com to apply today.
Tapman's Towing.
Join the team at Stevie J Broadcasting as we take radio shows live in support of our Illini. Win great prizes and enjoy the food and drinks with friends as we head to PSF Springfield and Madison, Champaign the afternoon before the big game. Our U of I Athletic Director, Josh Whitman, joins us Friday, August 26th, just after 5. Wear your orange and blue with the staff at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill and US 1059.
Long's Garage in Urbana and Jasper Engines and Transmissions offer cost-effective solutions to your present engine or transmissions trouble. Avoid a costly new car purchase or high lease payments by putting new life into your present vehicle. Let Long's Garage install a Jasper remanufactured engine or transmission with a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty and available premium service plan. Call Long's Garage at 367-3942. Long's Garage, 217-367-3942.
Hey, this is Ben Grice from the Humble Hog in downtown Paxton. And grilling season, it's here. Are you ready? If you're a seasoned barbecue pro or a total amateur, take your meal to the next level. We've got our sauces bottled and ready to go. We've got Rub, the best spices to take your barbecue to the next level. Or if you've got a big crowd, we even have extra meat. Dine in or take it home. It's super quick. You can order our sauces and our rub online at humblehogbbq.com.
Stop into Game Day Spirit to shop the hottest selection of Fighting Illini gear in town. They carry classics from great brands like Nike, Champion, Carhartt, and more. And with the new styles arriving daily, they're sure to have something for every Illini fan. Shop with them in-store at the corner of 6th and Green in Campustown, Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or online 24/7 at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
You have the ideas, the tenacity, and the follow-through. Busey Bank's experts are here to help with the capital. With deep knowledge and trusted guidance, Busey will help you prepare a comprehensive financial business plan that boosts your livelihood and keeps your business successful for years to come. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
We all have a mission in life, something that drives us to explore, to grow, to love. And when we discover it, we're made whole. At OSF Healthcare, we want you to be the best you possible. We're here for you on your schedule to make your life just a little bit easier. Whatever your mission is, we're here to support it. Your life, our mission. Learn more at osfhealthcare.org/mission.
Hey, Illini fans, it's Georgia B. Catch my boys Lante and Derek Piper weekdays from 4 to 6 on The Drive. Boom, boom, brr.
Against Charlie Morton on Saturday and Adam Wainwright against Jake Odorizzi on Sunday. So all the way around, it looks like a pretty solid weekend of baseball. Tomorrow night's game is going to begin at 7:15. That means our coverage begins at 6:20, and that's going to wrap up the Mercy Cardinals post-game show. For the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney and Rick Horton, who had the call of the game, for Mike Claiborne, who contributed to the pre- and post-game shows. Also for our on-site engineer, Jim Jackson, our studio engineer, Tyler Rosen. I'm Matt Pauley, thanking you for being tuned in. Once again, the Cardinals come up with the victory over the Cubs, 8-3, as they take 3 of 5 from Chicago. If you want to continue the Cardinals conversation, you can call 800-925-1120. That's 800-925-1120. And we will talk to you tomorrow at 6:20 for more Cardinals baseball.
Did you mention that you couldn't have we don't think Aaron Donald can be punished. Here's what Sarah talked about. She asked that question. Was there any precedent from that? Here's what she had to say to us early.
I've been asking that same question around, and it sounds like it is up to the team. Because it's not a game, it is up to the team to decide that discipline. I've asked if the Rams expect to do anything with this. The latest we've heard is that the Rams declined to make any further comment about the incident and the team spokesperson referred to McVay's comments after practice and kind of decided to leave it at that. But I do not believe that the NFL has jurisdiction to make that decision. I think it is the team.
Oh, so if you're leaving it to the teams means, folks, no, nothing's happening. Okay.
Well, it's going to go away. You know that. I mean, a story like this will go away. No one was injured. It was ugly.
That's what you just said there is huge. Because if he actually connects with somebody, that could be different. That could be an issue because then it's like, okay, we have to punish him, even if he's Aaron Donald, because we can't have this happening in different places. Like, There's a precedent-setting thing. Now, folks remember Myles Garrett a couple years ago with Mason Rudolph, Steelers quarterback, and takes his helmet and he's swinging at him. He got suspended for that. That's an NFL game. That's on the field of a real game, and it was a national TV game. That was egregious, and you knew there was going to be something there. This is different.
It's amazing to me though that the NFL picks and chooses with their punishments.
Yeah.
Whether it's deflating balls or off the field conduct.
You and this Deflategate, you're really stuck in your craw, huh? This was let it go, Junior. It was 6 years ago.
This was bad conduct.
Oh,
this
wow.
was
8 years ago.
Conduct unbecoming of a professional athlete.
I feel like
I know it was between two NFL teams.
I feel like we're in a few good men right now. Conduct unbecoming.
There was NFL officials there.
There were.
There's video. There's the media. We all saw it. It hurts the shield.
All I'm thinking about is the scene in A Few Good Men now. I don't understand. What did we do wrong, Harold? What did we do wrong?
This will be forgotten by tomorrow. This will be forgotten, and of course, nothing will happen Saturday because these guys, none of them will be on the field.
None of them playing. Well, on that note, we're listening to Canty. You're listening to Canty and Carl on ESPN Radio. That's Coach Tim Welsh. I'm Dallin Cuff. I think our society has more than enough hate right now. Just we can't even have discourse. We can't talk. Hate within families. I think our sports world lacks a little bit of hate, though. I wouldn't mind to see more vitriol.
Kevin McHale versus Bill Lambier. You want that? I'd like that.
I don't necessarily need to see guys getting cleaned out in total, like full-on brawls, but I would like some animosity. I would like not to dap up guys all the time in the middle of games. The NBA is rotten with this stuff. College basketball's got
not Steph Curry, though. That's the thing about Steph Curry, how he stands out above most. And he's at $50 million a year, and he hasn't changed one bit. He still wants to win and beat you.
He does, and
just like he did when he was 25 years old.
I still want a level of animosity between teams and players, that it could escalate to a melee. That there could be some not violence, but just a feel of like, I on this court hate these dudes, and the fans have that same feeling. Not that they're throwing spitting at people or hitting people, but there's an element of there's a passion behind that, and you have some of that a lot in college football still.
Like a year ago when the Celtics got beat by the Nets, not this season, the year before, and then they all hung out, stayed back in New York, and went out and partied with the Nets after they lost a series.
I want more of that. That's what I want. I want after you lose a series to go party with your opponents. This is the issue.
You think Larry and Magic love each other now, and we all know that. But do you think they went out after games? No. You think Charles Barkley ever went out with one of his opponents ever? No.
Well, occasionally, an MJ and him, I think, were at the tables occasionally, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could use a little more What was that? What's the Chappelle show? The Black White Supremacist? It's a phenomenal skit. If you haven't seen it, folks, if you got hate in your heart, let it out. Not in real life, but in sports, let's let it out a little bit. That's all.
We're just ready for some football. We're covering all this
Coach
stuff.
is like, I'm not touching this.
Well,
We're not doing it. I'm not getting down this. What did you just say?
We've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to go. We're getting there. We can see the light. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And let's get to some football. Tom Brady's back. The Cowboys lost a big player today. Can the Eagles do it? The Patriots don't have any coordinators. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with Trey Lance? What are we going to do with Jimmy G? Are the Bears still a dumpster fire?
Yes. I'll answer that question simply. The rest of it.
Are the Lions better just because they're on Hard Knocks?
We're going to look like this. Yeah, this is Welsh's whip around right now. You're bringing up all the topics we're going to get to in the show. Speaking of light at the end of the tunnel, we're 41 minutes from punching out here, or less than that.
We do have coordinators here, though. Evan's got us running the ship.
He's
in the back room,
guiding us beautifully. Katie and Carlin is presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This isn't part of your whip around, but it's still going to be a fun conversation. One quarterback is being compared to MJ. We'll tell you who it is and who said what next on ESPN Radio.
Grady with Mike Greenberg.
You're going to make anonymous quotes about Lamar Jackson in a story because you don't want your name attached to it? You're a chicken.
Grady, weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN Plus.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Thinking about gas mileage? If your check engine light is on, it may be affecting your MPGs, but the free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help. With the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes, you'll know what's affecting your gas mileage and more, and you don't have to drive too far to find the fix. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service is available at all 6,200 stores.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
See details at AutoZone.com.
The Labor Day event from Dell Technologies is here. End the summer strong by starting up the pursuit of your passions. This fresh season begins with up to $300 off top-rated laptops like the XPS computers, taking performance to the next level with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. It's time to bring what's in your mind out into the world. What's next for you? Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, this is Tim Sinclair, public address voice of Fighting Illini basketball. You're used to hearing me talk about my favorite team during the games, but now I'll also be talking about my favorite fan store before the games. I've teamed up with Game Day Spirit to get you ready for the season. Just head to one of Game Day's 2 locations, at the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or at 6th and Green in Campustown. Or check out GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
You spend half of your life indoors. That's half of your life underneath your roof. Who do you trust to keep you safe and dry underneath it? The name to remember is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors understands the harsh weather conditions that your roof endures because they're a family and locally owned business. From your community, for your community, the doctors who make the house calls, Roof Doctor, at roofdoctors.com or phone 328-7529. Rest easy under a roof that's been treated by Roof Doctors.
Racing, racing, racing! Farmer City Raceway is your local award-winning dirt track with exciting Friday night lights illuminating the late models and modifieds going to the checkered flag for the win. Make arrangements to get in on the camping with great price points for pit passes and young fans, as well as veterans. Friday nights, the hot laps start at 6:30, then qualifying and racing action. Don't miss out on the fun at Farmer City Raceway. For details, visit FarmerCityRacing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Prairie Gardens' big houseplant sale is going on now. Right now, you can save 25% off all houseplants, snake plants, monsteras, fiddle-leaf fig ferns, you name it. They're all 25% off. And fresh from the PG Greenhouses, where you'll always find help from your favorite plant experts. Just hurry in. All houseplants are 25% off for a limited time at Prairie Gardens. Locally owned, plant experts, and the area's largest selection of houseplants.
On ESPN Radio, presented by Dr. Pepper. Man, this is a nice truck.
Yeah, check this out.
What?
I changed it to remind me of my time at sea.
Weren't you in the Air Force?
Yeah, but I really love the ocean. You could save and get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender, leaving you with extra to spend on other things. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loans must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more at NavyFederal.org.
This is a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup sound experiment. We're looking to find the perfect way to hear Reese's so you'll buy more of them. Here we go. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Reese's. Hey, get out of here, you little stinker. Reese's.
Reese's. Reese's.
Peanut Butter Cups. That breathy one sounded very creepy, am I right?
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of the John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to Candy and Carlin on ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80, ESPN Plus, and your smart speakers. Candy and Carlin is presented by Progressive Insurance. Tim Welsh, Dallin Cuff here. I was going to try to hold out long enough to hear my guy Mark Morrison begin Return of the Mac with just the but I couldn't wait.
I like it. You drop a little tune.
I don't really have a good tune, but he does. That song's phenomenal. It takes me back to 1994, maybe. Somebody check me on that date. Coach, send me the dates. It's your son Griffin's 12th birthday. Will you just send a picture of the scene right now at the pool? We got laser tag. Or do you have a little FOMO? Are you going to be back there in time to do anything?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're going to be back there to close it down. A little night swimming tonight.
Ooh,
and maybe some night hoops.
There you go.
Yeah, a little 5-on-5 half court.
That's
winners.
Make guys make move. You got to move without the ball.
Winners. We play winners.
Of course. Got a guard to get the ball.
And you talk about hate. There's some rough fouls.
That I like. That takes me back.
Especially, you remember, Dallin, game point, you got to make the hoop, man, and you're not getting to the rim clean.
No, there's no shot. You got to finish with contact or hit a step back jumper.
Does anybody foul at the rim anymore, though, in the NBA?
No, you're not allowed. If it's a technical, it's a flagrant one if you make any
hard
contact. Flagrant one of any hard contact.
Oh my!
We both feel like we're both get off our lawners right now, but a little more hate in sports, a little more physicality.
Physicality in college basketball.
It's a freaking wrestling match most games. Like we have a different problem in college basketball.
You watch Mark Adams' teams at Texas Tech. Yep. They defend.
If whoever Texas Tech is playing, take the under if they're at home. Okay, take the under, especially the first half under. Biggest game of the year when Chris Beer went back from Texas to play at Texas Tech. Let's just say this: I basically bet my mortgage on Texas Tech that night. When you saw the scene there, it was insanity. They were like bloodthirsty. If someone wanted hate back, they hated Chris Beard for leaving. They wanted to let him know.
They had no chance.
They had no chance. It was a beatdown. First half spread, first half team total under was beautiful.
On top of that, Texas going to the SEC in another year as well.
That's a great
That
point.
didn't help. Although I don't think anybody was thinking about that night.
No, that was all vitriol to Chris Beard. Now,
but Texas Tech, you know who went there?
Who you got?
A guy named Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. And look at him getting us back on track.
Let's get back on track.
That said, we can't talk about college basketball. We got to talk about the NFL. Let's go. Many people think Patrick Mahomes, he's drawn comparisons to some of the greats of other sports and the greats of this sport too, whether it be Brady, his ability to win, his ability to make plays with his arm, his ability to make passes nobody else can make, no look passes, all this crazy stuff. But Devontae Adams, the best wide receivers in the game, was on the pivot A great podcast with our guy Ryan Clark, reflecting on Aaron Rodgers, and has an interesting comp for him.
I don't discount anything, that Aaron was able to do for me because, he's the best quarterback, in my opinion, to play this game. I think a lot of what he did for me was not just about the type of balls or whatever that he threw, great back shoulder, whatever. Like, there was obviously that, but the way that he had the Michael Jordan effect as far as, like, he gonna make you play better. He gonna bring out your best just by being on the field. It's not even about, like he was a great leader, but it was more so just about, I'm out here with Aaron Rodgers. Like, you would always notice in OTAs, like, it'd be times where he wasn't practicing, and you would just notice people start to, like, not fall off, not practicing hard, but it wasn't the same as when Aaron is out there.
That is Devontae Adams. I get on the pivot with Ryan Clark. You're listening to Canty and Carlin. Coach Tim Welsh, Dallin Cuff here in for the guys. In terms of that, that's a real thing, man. Like, that it factor that just he makes everybody's bar raise, and it's not surprising to hear Devontae Adams say that about him.
Number one, Aaron Rodgers must hear that and say, "Excuse me, why isn't that man still with me?"
Say you want to go play with your boy Carr.
So, the thing about that, the great ones go way above the others with those type special leadership ability, and the winning ability. And you see it with Aaron Rodgers. You see it with Patrick Mahomes. You saw it with Michael Jordan. You saw it with Peyton Manning. You see it with Tom Brady. Yeah. I just saw a clip the other day of an old clip where Manning was mic'd up during a game, and he was screaming at everybody on his offensive line. He said, when it's a pass play, you're supposed to protect. You have one job, protect me. And he was screaming at Jeff Saturday, and it was just classic. That's what the great ones do. You watch the Derek Jeter documentary on ESPN, and all he thought about every day was winning. It didn't matter if they've won the first 3 games of a series. That did not matter. We're going to sweep. We're going to sweep. And if you didn't come to play, he let you know it. And that's what the great ones do. And we coached Sherman Douglas at Syracuse, and I used to talk to Sherman a lot when he played in the NBA, and he played with Jordan. And he told me, he said, Jordan basically every day, he would find one guy and make him almost cry, because he would say, I want you, I don't care if you're the 5th man, the 8th man, or the last guy on the roster. You're going to come and work every day. And he knew he was much better than everybody else, but he also knew if he didn't lift everybody, then he couldn't do it by himself. And I think that's what you see with Aaron Rodgers. That's what you see with Patrick Mahomes. They make sure that everybody is giving that effort, not only on the field, but in the film room and in the classroom every day, to bring themselves up to that level where they can be a winner. And that's what, Sherman used to tell me, Jordan would pick out one guy one day and say, you're not going to touch the ball all practice. I'm going to guard you, and you will not touch the basketball. And this was in October. Yeah. So that's what the great ones do. They never let up, because if they let up a little bit, everybody else will as well.
No doubt about it. And I think what's interesting about them, too, and the Bucks, a lot of different Bucks players attest to this, just having Brady in the facility. It's not that you're not going to make somebody cry. Just him being there and then be like, oh, like, you listen more to what he says. You want to please. You want to level up, essentially, to where he is, which is almost unattainable for anybody else to get to. But him just being there pushes you to your maximum, pushes you to extreme, and everything you're doing, and how your attention to detail, how you're preparing, and then what you're doing on the field. So it's just the presence of those guys that are truly transcendent talents. And Aaron Rodgers is obviously in that class. Like, beyond the arm talent, the dude still makes plays with his legs. He had some amazing wheels. He used to be able to get out of the pocket, make all types of crazy plays. He still can do that, and he's still one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the league. And, of course, makes his team go to a different level. But, again, his presence does that more than just anything else.
Well, I had dinner with Scott Pioli, the ex-vice president of the Pats, one evening in Providence, the year they were undefeated. Mm-hmm. And it was before the bye week of the playoffs. And I said to him, what makes Tom Brady great? He said, let me just tell you this. He says, we don't play next weekend. We have the bye. We're undefeated. But tomorrow morning, Monday morning, he will be in the facility at 6 a.m. with Randy Moss watching film. And we don't play for 2 weeks. Yeah. And that in itself, he's got Moss wouldn't have been with the Patriots unless Brady said, of course, you're going to buy into what I do. Not just on the field every Sunday, every day. leading up to, here's how we win here, here's how we prepare. And that's what makes them special. And everybody else sees that, and then that makes everybody else buy in as well.
It's funny you said. I was talking to a group of young students that are in basically an MBA, leadership development program, or the junior MBA program earlier today. And they were talking about leadership and what it means to them and how and things about treating people differently in terms of, like, coaches have to now kind of, I think a lot of coaches when I was younger didn't assess, treat everybody the same is not necessarily productive. You got to look at people individually and see, like, how do we reach this kid? How do I reach this young lady? How do I connect with them? It's the same thing when you're a leader on your team with your teammates. Like, I'm not going to leave his name nameless, a guy I played with in college. I spent hours with him in his room. Granted, we're playing Madden, FIFA, hanging out, just because I know we needed him to win. And he was one of the most talented players, but he just bumped heads with the coach all the time. So you got to be in there, spending time with him, making him comfortable, making him believe. He doesn't realize I'm repeating a lot of the same things coach is already saying. It's just a different voice. And if you're more receptive to that,
there's no doubt.
Or let's watch film together, let's do that. And you're dragging those people along. Now, Lord knows I was not that talented. But in terms of leadership, you have to reach out to those guys that you know that are going to make your team successful, are going to make them win, and you bring them to that level as far as an understanding.
And it's just so interesting to do a deep dive into these guys. Not only watching them play on the field during competition, but just what gets them to that point, and what do they do, not only individually, but as a leader. Yeah. The Jeters, the Mannings, the Bradys, the Mahomes, and the Rodgers. Yeah,
and then that's a special crew, and they're special on the field, off the field, and there's a lot of reasons for that. All right, we're going to go break. Our last look before the season starts for one quarterback with big shoes to fill. That's next. Canty and Carlin on ESPN Radio and ESPN Plus.
The best of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Thursday.
No, that Joker was not as good as Nicholson's Joker. Heath Ledger did a perfectly fine job. It's an overrated performance.
No,
extremely overrated.
Why so serious?
So serious, Max.
Meh. More KJM. Weekdays at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Long weekends are all about getting a little you-time. And at the Home Depot, you-time means you building, you drilling, you doing, you recharging, you saving, and you going back for more. Do Labor Day your way and get a free 18-volt battery with select Milwaukee Power Toolkit purchases at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Doug. Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 in 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Why is Jets Pizza different? It's their Detroit-style pizza dough, made fresh daily. It's their fresh, hand-grated mozzarella cheese straight off the mozzarella cheese blocks. It's their incredible sauces and spices and the taste and aroma of Jets Pizza. If you want flash frozen cheese off the trucks, call the other guys. Jets Pizza, handmade fresh and delicious every time. Jets Pizza. Discover the difference. Round Barn Center and Green and Neal in Champaign or jetspizza.com.
Loud and clearly better. Good vibes. Good vibes.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Luke Goody, your favorite guard.
You know, Luke, you're the go-to guy when we need that corner 3.
And I know Good Vibes is the go-to place when you want a great TV.
That's right, Luke. Our mission is to make your shows and games look and sound live.
Sounds simple, but you have to really put in the work to be good at anything.
You got that right. I can tell by your defense, hundreds of hours of serious practice are behind it.
I guess in 50 years, Good Vibes has a few hundred hours getting good at-home entertainment as well.
Lots of practice, a talented team, and the best equipment, like LG OLED TVs.
Same here. My teammates, the gym, and the coaches all make me and my game better.
But you have to want to be the best. That comes from inside and can't be taught. I think you, me, and LG have that in common. I can't wait to watch you on the court this fall.
Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. Only my Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. The result? 28 minutes more restful sleep a night. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
All smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, only for limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
From the very beginning, and every workday since, at every shift and every individual effort, we carry a common purpose, a common cause. It's a duty we proudly honor, knowing behind every product we build is your faith in us, dedicated to the craft of gun making, dedicated to your freedom, equality, security, and the promise of this great country. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. Learn more at smith-wesson.com.
More playoff success.
Long weekends are all about getting a little you time. And at the Home Depot, you time means you building, you drilling, you doing, you recharging, you saving, and you going back for more. Do Labor Day your way and get a free 18-volt battery with select Milwaukee Power Toolkit purchases at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's bedtime at the home of SiriusXM, but Conan O'Brien is still awake.
Turns out you don't need a car to listen to SiriusXM. You can listen to the app anywhere, in your room, by the pool, at the
And Brad Paisley just really needs his beauty sleep.
Conan, I just really need my beauty sleep. Maybe really expensive boat, like a yacht.
The waves could rock you gently to sleep.
Don't encourage him, guy.
Sorry. Night-night. Everything you want to hear lives here on SiriusXM. Get the SiriusXM app now.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Another injury for the Yankees. This time it's lefty Nestor Cortez. He goes on the IL with a groin injury. The Yankees open a 4-game series in Oakland against the A's tonight. Matinee baseball today. The Rays win their 6th in a row, beating the Angels 8-3. Harold Ramirez drives in 3. The Cardinals beat the Cubs 8-3. Paul Goldschmidt with 2 home runs. He drives in 5. 6 months after meeting in the Super Bowl, the Rams and Bengals brawled during a joint practice today in Cincinnati. The teams play a preseason finale on Saturday. ESPN has learned Cowboys offensive lineman Tyron Smith will likely be out until December after tearing his left hamstring. ESPN's Todd Archer says based on the numbers, Smith's absence will be felt.
Zeke Elliott yards per carry goes down by half. The sack total increases by more than 50%. So you're talking about a guy that is, as much as he's been hurt, has still been an effective player, still was named to the Pro Bowl last season, even with missing as many games as he did.
Todd Archer on This Just In. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson won't play in the preseason finale Saturday.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote Renter's Insurance at Progressive.com.
Welcome back into Candy and Carlin. Alongside Tim Welsh, I'm Dallin Cuff. You're listening to Sirius XM Channel 80, ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and your smart speakers. Tonight we got 2 NFL preseason games, Packers and the Chiefs, 49ers and the Texans. Aaron Rodgers will not play for the Packers. Chiefs TBD on Patrick Mahomes. In terms of the 49ers, as they take on the Texans, Trey Lance will play. And let's talk more with Nick Wagoner, our ESPN 49ers reporter on this. Nick, let's just start right there. Lance did not play in the second preseason game. He played in the first. He was 5 for 11 in that game. How much will he play tonight in this game?
Yeah, the plan right now, guys, is for Trey Lance to play the first half. And I should say up to the first half because a lot of that's going to depend on how it goes. You know, if he has a good outing like he did in that first game against the Packers, you know, he only played 11 snaps in that game. It won't be that short regardless, but if they do well, I could see him getting pulled a little bit earlier, but Kyle Shanahan said it would be first half at the most. So that's kind of the range that they're in, again, depending on how it goes, but it won't be any more than the first couple of quarters.
So, Nick, what are the 49ers looking to see from him tonight?
I think a lot of it is just kind of simple stuff. I mean, if you really think about it, guys, he hasn't played a lot of football, like actual games. Even in college, didn't do it that much. And so it's simple things like getting the play call, getting in and out of the huddle, making adjustments at the line of scrimmage, side adjustments and things like that, getting the opportunity to do some of that and really kind of just get into a rhythm a little bit with some of his guys. And just to use an example, Deebo Samuel, who was a hold-in and didn't practice for the first few practices until they put the pads on and then signed his contract. He and Trey Lance didn't work together at all in the offseason because Deebo Samuel wasn't here for that while he was going through his contract discussion. So that's someone, for example, that they're trying to get on the same page, and you could see them getting better as camp goes on. But it's going to be little things like that. I don't think they're super worried about the stats or anything like that, more so just, handling kind of the operations on game day. Getting into a groove in that way. And also, guys, they had a little bit of a center competition going on for much of camp. That position has now been kind of settled, so it gives him a chance to settle in with their center, Jake Brendel, also.
Nick Wagner on with us here, ESPN 49ers reporter, listening to Candy and Carlin, Coach Tim Welsh, myself, Dallin Cuff in for the guys. And listen to some of Kyle Shanahan's quotes about Trey Lance in tonight's game. He kind of said a little bit of what you were saying right there. Like, it was a lot of the basics, do things right, break the huddle, get the guys going, like a lot of the simple things. But when you look at a more macro perspective, as you watched him in camp, how have you seen him progress from year one to year two? What is different in his game and his management of the game?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is he's just more relaxed. And you can see that even with us when he talks to the media. He's, making jokes and, stepping more into the forefront as a leader, kind of understanding that you're now the face of the franchise. And I think last year he was very respectful of Jimmy Garoppolo, didn't want to step on his toes. And so he didn't do a lot of that. In fact, guys, we barely talked to Trey Lance last year when we didn't have open locker rooms, so he wasn't available very often. But that's one thing, I think there's been some strides forward in a positive way on the accuracy front. Last year in camp, I thought he was missing high a lot over the middle, which is the worst place you can miss high because those turn into interceptions a lot of times. This year, not so much. He still misses high a little bit on some of the deeper outs towards the sideline, outside the hashes, some of those things. There are still going to be accuracy questions. But I think at the end of the day, what you're going to see is this is going to be an offense that looks similar to what it's always looked like under Kyle Shanahan, which means a lot of wide zone in the run game, a lot of play action, bootlegs in the passing game, but it's not going to function the same. I think Trey Lance's completion percentage is probably going to be, 8 to 10 points lower than what Jimmy Garoppolo's is. And the 49ers are hoping that he can offset that by adding the deep ball, which he's already shown a propensity to be more willing to take those shots that Jimmy Garoppolo was. And then, of course, his running ability. And I think that's the part where you'll see some wrinkles in the run game with Trey Lance, because it's obviously something Jimmy Garoppolo didn't bring to the table that he does.
Well, you mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick, and Kyle Shanahan has said on many occasions, any scenario is possible. How much should we believe him when he says that?
Well, remember, this is the man who was asked at one point before the draft in 2021 who said, I'm not even sure we're all going to be alive on Sunday. So just take that with a grain of salt. But, I think, look, the 49ers are in a position where they are capable in terms of, like, financially keeping Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster, but it doesn't mean they're going to. And I don't think anyone here has realistically expected them to do that. I think ultimately right now, their hope is that a trade would materialize by now, that, if there was an injury somewhere, like if that Zach Wilson injury in New York had been worse than what it was, maybe something would have materialized there, or that the Cleveland situation was going to play out in a way that maybe spurred the Browns into making that move. I think that was kind of the hope here, but it seems like that isn't going to happen. Now, maybe that changes. If Jacoby Brissett has a bad game in the preseason finale and the Browns rethink things, maybe that's a possibility there. But, this is the first time in this whole process where there are actual hard deadlines. And so if he is still on the roster going into that first week, his first week's salary is guaranteed. And if he is still on the roster by that Saturday before that September 11th opener, his whole salary for the season would be guaranteed. So they have to make a decision by then. I don't think there's any chance that they're going to keep him at that number. I don't think they're going to keep him anyway. What's probably going to happen is they're going to have to end up releasing him. And then I think at that point, you're looking at some of the teams like Seattle, even Cleveland in that scenario might be more interested. But that's going to be kind of how it plays out here, I think, over the next couple of weeks, or the next week and a half, I should say.
You got into the finances a little bit there, and that's the last question we're going to ask you is just if they do have to cut him and they have to let him go, financially, what are the ramifications of that, either positive or negative, in terms of what flexibility they have?
Yeah, it's almost all positive, guys. Like that was one. So one of the things that, going back to the shoulder injury, why the 49ers, obviously it hurt their ability to trade him because he was dealing with the shoulder injury, but also it kicked in a potential injury guarantee of $7.5 million. Well, now that he's healthy and been cleared to practice again, that is no longer the case. So they would save upwards of $24 million by releasing or trading him. So I think it's $1.2 million is the only dead money that they have, and that's just leftover of amortized signing bonus. So they're in a position now where they're far enough down the road where that would be a substantial savings for them. And, we're way past the point where that money could, land them a big-time name or help someone that would help this year, most likely, although there's always trades. But if nothing else, you can roll that salary cap space over into next year, and you're going to have a lot more things to come along, not least of which is a huge contract extension for Nick Bosa, which will probably come next offseason also.
Yeah, that man's going to back up the Brinks truck for him. Nick Wagner, thank you, my man. Appreciate your stuff. Enjoy the game tonight. Niners and the Texans. Trey Lance under center for at least a half, or most a half.
You got it, guys. Take care.
All right, folks. It's 6:39 and 55 seconds on the East Coast. It's how we end the show each day. 3 and out. Candy and Carlin next on ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. From your radio to your smart speaker and phone.
Now playing ESPN Radio.
Or watch on ESPN2. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Live weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Other banks go out of their way to make redeeming credit card rewards needlessly complicated. Like how they require minimums or force you to use your rewards before reaching some arbitrary expiration date. But Discover isn't like that. With Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. So you'll never have to jump through hoops. Unless you're like a trapezist, then by all means, go right ahead. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Wrangler is made for those moments when your heart says go and you follow wherever it leads. Onto stages, into crowds, over desert highways, under city lights, past the boundaries and beyond what's expected. The heart can race, it can pound, it can leap, it can even break, but it never lies. And when it calls, you gotta be ready. In jeans that were made to move and built to last. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
I'm Pablo Torre, host of the podcast ESPN Daily. Every weekday morning, I will bring you the best sports story you'll hear all day.
Today on ESPN Daily, the untold story of Allen Iverson's infamous press conference about practice and why so much of America missed the real story for so long. So follow us and listen wherever you get good podcasts.
Bart and Hahn.
Brian Billy used to tell us all the time, I treat all you guys fairly, none of you the same. Tom Brady operates on his own set of rules, and they understand what comes with bringing in Tom Brady. They understand that it's a blessing that they have Tom Brady instead of Kyle Trask. Some guys have earned that type of status, but you understand that they may not be around. Do you think Vinny Testaverde, Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham was practicing every day?
Bart and Hahn, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN+.
Back here in Candy and Carlin, subbing in for the guys today. Coach Tim Welsh, myself, Dallin Cuff. Coach, we mentioned earlier, your son Griffin, 12 years old today. We're celebrating. Is he today? He's 12 or he's celebrating? Today?
Celebrating.
It's
a big celebration. It's a national holiday.
It seems that way. We got laser tag at the house. There was you saw some pictures. We saw of some swimming going on there. There's going to be some cake, I assume, shortly. Earlier, I told a story
Pizza
about
delivered.
There you go. Eating cake with my hands. I'm sure the kids won't do that there.
Proving once again that things can go on without me around.
We're all replaceable, Coach.
Exactly.
I think our employer likes us to know that, too.
When I make those Texas Tech /Waco/Ames trips, everything seems to run smoother at the house.
So what's take us to the inside of the birthday party here. What happened here today? What did you miss?
15 shirtless 12-year-olds, boys, just running around, bare feet. A lot of wet towels, a lot of crumbs, a lot of goldfish, and hopefully the cleaning lady will be by tomorrow.
I would say, there'll be.
I don't have to.
There
do
you
it.
go. Who's got that job? That's never.
Hopefully, I'm teeing it up tomorrow.
There you go. How's your handicap these days?
It's okay. It's okay. It's not playing enough, but still out there trying to hit the ball and get better.
I feel
Champions Tour.
That's the goal.
Still in my sights.
I hope. But
I just want to caddy for Billy Andrade at some point.
That works too.
The most recent winner of the Payne Stewart Award. Congrats to a good friend, Billy Andrade. What a great thing that is for him. Well deserved. So anyway, we'll get home for the end of this soiree. I'll get home to pay the laser tag dude.
And are you going to
takes cash only? How about this? No Venmo these days. These guys don't have.
Does he also have a carpet cleaning business?
I'm not sure.
What's his last name?
I'm not sure what's going on. I'm the last to know all of these things, Dallin.
This is the time I'm saying my family's Italian. It's okay. Should I just lean into that? It's okay.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm half Italian too. There you go. So let's go. Yeah, I'm half Irish too. So I'll be watching that game from Dublin this weekend in the rain. Nebraska and Northwestern.
There you go. From Dublin.
Week 0.
Week 0, baby. We are all over the map in our extra content here.
Let's get it back on track. Evan will not be happy.
We said you just went to week 0 real quick. Is there any chance you think Alabama does not make the college football playoff?
Well, since last year, according to Nick Saban, was a rebuilding year, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, dude.
They'll be fine. I think they'll be in the title game again.
I think you can almost pencil them in maybe to the title game. I'm a pencil in to the CFP.
I think they're going to be fine. Even with NIL, they'll be fine.
Yeah, and his contract's pretty fine too. It's pretty dope.
I think he deserves it. Every penny of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What he does is amazing to me.
He's a machine, and that program's a machine. I'm not a machine. I need
And Tom Izzo's got a new contract. Well deserved.
No doubt. Final segment here on Canty and Carlin on ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80, your smart speakers, and the ESPN app and ESPN Plus. We got it all covered right now. And for the guys today, Coach Tim Welsh, I'm Dallin Cuff. I want to say thanks to our guest, Sarah Barshop, the great reporter for the ESPN reporter for the Rams. Joined us with that story about the Rams and the Bengals at their practice session, breaking into basically a bench-clearing brawl. Aaron Donald wielding a helmet as a weapon, if you will. She kind of broke down what happened there. Tim McManus came on earlier to talk NFL. Nick Wagoner, Ramona Shelburne, Eric Mangini. It's time for 3 and Out, though.
Sometimes it's the worst. Sometimes it's the best. Either way, we'll get you straight with everything you need to know. This is 3 and Out.
All right, 3 and Out. Here we go. Novak Djokovic withdraws from the U.S. Open. He is unvaccinated against COVID-19 and not allowed to receive a visa to enter the country. If you remember, the same thing happened to him, or very similarly happened to him in the Australia Open. He won Wimbledon, was allowed to play there, another one of the majors. Let me ask you this, Coach. Just in general, what's your reaction to this?
Well, I take most of my tennis opinions and run with them from the great John McEnroe. Always one of my all-time favorite athletes.
Did you scream at refs like he screamed at judges?
No.
Okay.
But I liked watching that.
It was
and I liked watching him play. And now I like listening to him.
He's great.
He is the best. And, he said it's a joke. It is a joke. I mean, where are we? What are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, it's not the U.S. Open's fault. We've got to abide by the laws. But I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. And as we move on and on and on with this with COVID, it's like more things are coming out that maybe you're saying, why did we do this? Why did we do that in the past 2.5 years? But it just hurts the game, the greatest tournament. Obviously, the tournament I always tune into.
So great, man. The crowd's part of the event. It's so fun.
Maybe the greatest player of all time won't be there. Still obviously just won Wimbledon. So it's sad. It is sad, and you could feel the hurt in McEnroe's voice when he went on a rant about it earlier this week.
Well, the thing that I'm like, part of science is to, when we don't know and you start to test and you're learning and you're evolving, you're figuring things out. That's been the whole pandemic. And there were things that were done wrong at the beginning, things were done right, and there's a learning process. I feel like in some of the stuff, we're not learning. There's like 30% of our country still unvaccinated that are citizens. Because we're citizens, we can be here. But you can't come in from outside the country, even knowing that vaccination doesn't fully protect you. That said, I'm vaccinated, boosted. I'm going to get boosted again. I'm not I don't understand this as it relates to one person in a sporting event. There are exceptions made in our society, in our government, daily. So this is, I find this fascinating.
It goes back to the whole thing with Kyrie Irving. You're a visiting player in New York and can play unvaccinated, but if you play in New York and you're a resident or play at your home team, you can't play. That made no sense.
Well, that was, I think, initially, that's about sending a message. Basically, we all have to be vaccinated. That was all like, let's all do it. And then after the season went on, we realized what was going on, and people were still getting with even vaccinated. Again, you didn't really evolve. I felt like the city was trying to send a message there as the epicenter. I don't know if America's still trying to send a message, but again, in our country, there's just the whole pandemic has been a walking hypocrisy. It's a totally jacked up situation that nobody could prepare for, but so many of the rules have been hypocritical.
It really takes away from the tournament big time, but we'll still tune in because it's the best tournament.
I mean, and I hope Serena makes a real
tennis
because, I mean, that'd be great. All right, 3 Now is brought to you by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. Number 2, Albert Pujols, who has been one of the best hitters in baseball, gave a kid his jersey after the Cardinals' 7-1 win over the Cubs last night. A pretty sweet moment. What'd you think of that?
Well, the Cubs honored him before the game, and a lot of the Cubs fans were up in arms about that because their franchise is going the wrong way. They won the World Series, and
they have vitriol. That's a real rivalry, though.
It is. But they celebrated Albert. Hey, listen, Albert Pujols is an all-time great. Where did this come from, though? Out of nowhere. He's back.
I'm just going to lay up on that. I'm going to not touch that either right now. The best thing about this jersey exchange, the kid was wearing a Molina jersey, and as Pujols went to take it off, if you see the clip online or you're watching on ESPN Plus, the kid grabbed his neck like he was going to take his shirt off, like it was a soccer exchange, like it was Messi and Ronaldo trading jerseys here. Hey, little guy, I don't think he wants your Molina T-shirt, but take my jersey.
Football reference for you. I like
what I love. It's really what's in my heart, I think.
It is.
Coach, a 6'3" shooting guard, I'm literally a dime a dozen. There's literally 15 million of me. A 6'3" center back can run and jump and read the game. There aren't that many of me. I made a bad decision.
I just hope he comes back. I'd like to see him get to 700.
He may get there. He may get there. All right, Tyreek Hill said, get the popcorn ready. The fact that phrase has been burned into our lexicon, basically by Terrell Owens, makes me crazy. But anyway, said, get the popcorn ready for him and Tua. Quote, I've had a chance to just watch Tua sling the football around, and the guy can actually throw the ball all over the field. You expect a breakout season from Tua this year?
Yes, I do. I think he is a guy who's will grow. And then he's got the weapons now. He's got weapons all over the field. Not good enough, though, to challenge the Bills.
No, the Bills have weapons on both sides of the field, and they also have a quarterback that's an absolute animal. That guy is just, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is amazing.
Will the Pats be 3rd or 4th in the division this year? Can they beat the Jets out?
I mean, the Dolphins swept them last year. I think they could. I think in the Dolphins, they play at Miami, I think, early, the Pats do. So I think the Miami's in a better situation.
Miami beat them twice last year.
What I got? What is there, an echo in here?
Oh, sorry. Host not listening.
It was the way you said it, like, hey, Miami just beat them last year.
I was focused on Tua.
Well, I mean, I'm interested to see his game develop. Obviously, new coach, a new system.
Gotta stay healthy. He likes to run around out there a little bit.
I'd like to see him be able to push the ball down the field a little bit more and the play calling kind of evolve. And they were really safe with him last year for a number of reasons. But you got to prove that trust, too. You know, as a coach, like, you give that guy a leash when he proves he can have a leash.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to it. I focused on Scotty Scheffler.
What's going on with Scotty Scheffler?
These guys are just tearing up Eastlake. Have you ever played Eastlake in Atlanta? That place
Coach, if you'd like to get me on, I'm happy to go.
That place is brutal.
Well, there is no sport.
These guys are.
There is no sport where the really, really good player is different than a pro than golf. Well, the things those dudes are doing at the highest level, even a guy that's a scratch golfer can't do that.
But even the U.S. Open courses don't even bring these guys down to earth anymore. They're just too good. They're too good.
Listen, I hate to be that golf guy, but these guys started, like Scotty Scheffler started today at 10 under because it is the Tour Championship, so he's the leader in the FedEx Cup, so he starts the round in the final tournament at 10 under par. So he only shot 5 under today. Tearing it up, sure, but he's not 15 under for the day. He's just 15 under because he started with a little bit of a head start.
Pretty good, though. 5 under.
I have to say, Evan, you're pooing 5 under? What are you out here stroking?
I'm not great at math, but 5 times 4 is 20 under. So
I don't know that
that's pretty good for the Tour Championship.
I don't know that a scratch golfer shooting 5 under is tearing it up.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm going to call you back on Sunday when the winner at Eastlake is 21 under.
Yeah, and he would have started at 10 under, so he'd only really be 11 under.
Okay.
Well, Coach is arguing that it's going to be 5 under per round.
5. Okay. Well,
I can't do
the math.
Add,
whatever it is, 5 under each round.
You're saying he's only going to be 6 under for the next 3 rounds.
I'm saying he's.
I think it's going to be more.
You're talking so much. I can't even ask you what show's coming up next. What am I promoting here?
Spain and Fitz.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go play Pine Valley. That's where.
Coach, can you take me anywhere to play?
You and Jordan Cornette.
We don't need Cornette. He's too busy.
No.
He's too busy.
He's a good partner. He was a partner of mine last year.
He's a great partner, but guess what, Coach? I'm not hitching my wagon to him. I just want to go with you
one
and
of
play.
the few Notre Dame guys I like. He and Mike Bray.
I think Bray's the only one I can't stand Cornette. I'm just playing. I love you, big guy. All right, folks.
Hey,
real
great
Coach.
having.
So much fun. Spain and Fitz next.
Space next to you.
We out.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Coming up Friday, if Trey Lance struggles early this season, how worried should the 49ers be? And should they have reservations about moving on from Jimmy G? Keyshawn, J. Will, and X, Friday, 6 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
You got me feeling like Sunday.
This is the time of year when things get real. There is nothing like this atmosphere on Sunday Night Baseball.
Put it all out there, all the chips. You got to just go for it. You got me feeling like
raise those hands. Let everybody know you went deep. Things can change very quickly in this sport.
Sunday Night Baseball. Braves, Cardinals. Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Telecast presented by Taco Bell.
Fridays, I help you get ready for the weekend. The biggest stories of the week, as only First Take can present them. We start at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Jason Fitz.
The NBA should absolutely shut down every single non-NBA event and never let any player participate in it again. It's simple. The injury of Chet Holmgren is not a one-off. It's a wake-up call. It's the opportunity for the league to look around and say, do I really want to risk it? Now, I know a lot of you guys love the NBA and you love basketball. And if you love basketball, you want players to play basketball whenever possible. Well, because so many of us love to play basketball, the answer is you can't stop guys from balling. But let me tell you something. If I'm paying you $10 million a year, I'll stop you from doing whatever the hell I want to stop you from doing. At some point, you've got to look at it and say, where's the value added for Oklahoma City? Now that Chet Holmgren is going to miss the entire season, the number 2 pick in the NBA draft is going to miss the entire season, their rebuild takes a step back. It's possible coaches end up losing their jobs. It's possible GMs end up losing their jobs. For what? For some pickup fun in the summer? I know these pro-ams are serious, and I get that it's real basketball, but this is a risk the NBA can't take. In 60 seconds, what they should do.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
The NBA can turn around constantly and look at it and say, how do we bring this into our fold so that we control as many variables as possible? Let me be clear. If it's my money on the line, if it's my event, if it's Summer League that I already pay into as an owner, then I understand the cost of doing business is that you might get hurt doing it. If you're promoting one of my events for my team with my jersey on, that's part of what comes with the contract. So the answer here is, how can the NBA create events as cool as is being created by other people in a way that still allows people to play, but in a way that the NBA is invested to a point where it makes it worth the risk? If they can't do that, if they can't find a way to make that feasible for them, then what's the point of risking a single game of actual NBA action for somebody else's summer fun? With the ESPN Radio Sports Beat from Spain.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.